We're going to continue to talk about the relationship between multiplication and division, so I need you to make sure you're on page 175. You can pause the video if you need to get your math book ready to go. So let's read our I can statements first. I can divide by 2, 3, 4, and 5 by thinking about how I multiply with those numbers. I can also look for patterns to solve problems. So let's look at our word problem. Kara puts 30 toys into 5 party bags. She puts the same number of toys into each bag. How many toys are in each bag? Solve this problem any way you choose. You can use structure. How can a fact family that uses 30 and 5 help you solve the problem? So I know I'm going to start with 30 because that's my total number of toys. I'm going to divide it by the number of bags. So I can think about 30 divided by 5 is what? By multiplication problem, I can think about 5 times what is 30. So I can count by 5s. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So I know I counted by 5s 6 times. So I know my answer would be 6. So I know 5 times 6 is 30. So 30 divided by 5 is 6. And my label, let's look back up to our story problem. They want to know how many toys are in each bag. So my label would be toys per bag or toys in each bag. Let's turn the page. On our next page, we're going to look at a couple of examples. So D has 14 noisemakers. She puts the same number in each of 2 tables. How many noisemakers are on each table? So they want us to figure out 14 divided by 2. So we can think about 2 times what is 14? I know 2 times 7 is 14. So 14 divided by 2 would be 7. 7 noisemakers on each table. Our next example, B. D has 40 stickers if she puts 5 stickers on each bag. How many bags can D decorate? So we want to think about 40 divided by 5. Or what times 5 equals 40? So I know 8 times 5 equals 40, so that tells me that 40 divided by 5 equals 8. D can decorate 8 bags. Our last example, D wants to put 15 cups in 3 equal stacks on the table. How many cups will D put in each stack? So we would think about 15 divided by 3, or we can think about 3 times what is 15. So I know 3 times 5 is 15, so I can do 15 divided by 3 equals 5. D will put 5 cups in each stack. Let's look at the bottom. How can you use multiplication to find 20 divided by 4? Write the related multiplication fact you can use to help solve the problem. I want you to try this and then pause the video. Play the video again when you're ready to check your answer. So I can think about 20 divided by 4 is something. So then 4 times what is 20? I know 4 times 5 is 20, so that would tell me that 20 divided by 4 would equal 5. So 5 would be my final answer. Let's turn the page. As a review, when we're dividing, we know the dividend is the big number we start with. The divisor is what we're dividing by, and the quotient is that answer. Sometimes we see division written in the second way. This is saying the same thing, 24 divided by 4, and then we put the answer on top of the quotient. Let's look at number 1. How can 5 times 3 equals 15 help you divide 15 by 3? So if I know 5 times 3 equals 15, we can think about those fact families, and that can tell us if we know 5 times 3 is 15, then we know 15 divided by 3 would equal 5. Let's look at number 2. Dina has 3 children. She buys 30 pencils to share equally among her children for the school year. How many pencils will each of her children get? Write the answer and the fact family you used. So I know she has 3 children, and she has 30 pencils all together. So I know when I do division, I have to start with the biggest number. So I can think about 30 divided by 3 equals my answer. They want us to write the fact family, so we can think about 3 times something equals 30, as well as something times 3 equals 30. And I don't have quite enough room over here, so I'm going to just write it below here. And then I also have my division problem again, 3 times something equals 30, because remember with our fact families, you always have 2 division and 2 multiplication problems. So I want you to try this one and then pause the video, and then when you're ready to check your answer, you can play it. So I know 3 times 10 is 30, 10 times 3 is 30. 30 divided by 10 is 30, is 3. 30 divided by 10 is 3. So I know that 30 divided by 3 would be 10, and my label would be pencils. I'm going to erase this, so pause the video if you haven't gotten this written down, and then we'll work on the next ones together. Okay, let's look at our next one. So I know that I'm going to complete each fact family for number 3 and 4. So I can think about 3 times 6 equals 18. 18 divided by 3 equals 6. And remember, with my fact family, I'll have 2 multiplication and 2 division problems. So for number 3, I can think about 6 times 3 equals 18. And 18 divided by 6 equals 3. So remember, we'll use those same 3 numbers for our fact families. Let's look at number 4. 9 times 4 is 36. So I know that 4 times 9 equals 36. Then I know 36 divided by 4 is 9, so that tells me that 36 divided by 9 equals 4. You can pause the video if you need to write these down. Let's look at 5. 36 divided by 4. So I can think about 4 times what equals 36. And I know that 9 times 4 equals 36. 15 divided by 5 equals our answer. So I'm thinking 5 times what is 15? I know 5 times 3 is 15. Number 7, remember this is just the same as if we would write it like this. 18 divided by 2, I know 9 times 2 is 18. 50 divided by 5, I know 5 times 10 is 50. I want you to try the bottom, 9 through 20. Pause the video, try that, and then come back to check your answers. So I know 12 divided by 2 is 6. 12 divided by 3 is 4. 16 divided by 4 is 4. 35 divided by 5 is 7. 14 divided by 2 is 7. 20 divided by 4 is 5. 24 divided by 4 is 6. 45 divided by 5 is 9. 27 divided by 3 is 9. 40 divided by 4 is 10, because 10 times 4 is 40. 40 divided by 5 is 8. And 21 divided by 3 is 7. On the next page, we're just going to do number 27 and 28. So which expression can help you divide 12 divided by 3? So I can think about 3 times something is 12. So it's 2 times, we know 2 times 3 is 6, so that one wouldn't work. 3 times 3 is 9, that wouldn't work. 4 times 3 is 12, so that would be the correct answer. Then to make sure, we can check D. 5 times 3 is 15, so I know C will be the correct answer. Let's look at 28. Mike bought 28 marbles in bags that hold 4 marbles each. How many bags did he buy? So we're thinking about 28 divided by 4. Or we think about 4 times what equals 28. Oops. So I know 4 times 3 is 12. That wouldn't work. 4 times 4 is 16. That wouldn't work. 4 times 5 is 20. That won't work. 4 times 7 is 28. So I know my answer will be A. Your job will be to complete pages 179 and 180, and you will do all of these problems. If you want, you can write the multiplication problem that would match to help you, but you don't have to. So you do all of 179. And all of 180. Now look at number 21. This one's a little bit tricky. So Carl has 16 rubber balls to share with 2 brothers and 1 sister. If Carl and his brothers and sister each get the same number of rubber balls, how many rubber balls will each of them get? So we know he starts with 16, but we have to be careful because he's sharing with himself as well as his 3 siblings. So we'll actually be sharing with 4 people total. And then number 19 talks about polygons. Just think about polygons as flat shapes. Then send me a picture of both sides when you're done. Thank you.